my pleasure to invite you here. GBSA is in its 9th year of existence and has been a major contributor and participant in this growth of the capital markets that has happened here. The collective knowledge in the room is far more than anyone who will be on the panel or any one single speaker. It's your involvement which will help each one of us to learn more from here. So welcome to the conference once again. Please enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
I'm very honored today to be joined by three very distinguished panelists.
I should thank GBSA for giving the opportunity to be here and to shed lights on our priorities, as you like, sir.
First of all, I would like to thank GBSA to give us the opportunity again, to be among such distinguished panelists and also such a distinguished audience to share some of our experience.
As my colleagues on the panel know, that when every standard setter in the world decides to change its core principles and standards at the same time, it puts enormous pressure on regulators with smaller staff sizes. So I'm very happy now to be, I think, leading an initiative within the Basel Committee to push back that not every regulatory structure needs to be identically the same.
So my talk today is to try and explain why I think over the next decade we're going to be defined by accelerating disruption, and why for bond investors concerned with the cash flow generation of companies, of the ability of companies to service their debt, that accelerating disruption is incredibly important.
Technology is very much critical, especially not just for sukuk market, but also in the bond market, and we keep on have to increase the knowledge and also follow the scheme and also the trend.
Now the problem with bonds is that there's far too many of them, and so there's a real data problem, and that's where technology has come in.
A lot of what I think technology brings is a democratization to that investment process.
The significant increase in data that's available to market participants these days can really only be availed of themselves if they have the right technology to be able to understand, process and look at that data.
So what I want to do is really to focus on a few aspects of the GCC that set the GCC apart relative to the rest of emerging markets.
Economically, politically, culturally, socially, and perhaps in the media space as well. I think the GCC, for the first time probably in 1500 years, leading the Arab world.
Obviously, the lesson from the previous oil price volatility has been we need to diversify the economies here in the Gulf, be less dependent on oil. That will take time.
One important point I would like to make here is the rise in US interest rates. And along with that, the local central banks are also raising their rates.
At this point, the main thing is that time is definitely on the sides of the governments. With oil at these levels, they can definitely sort of think and chalk out a strategy.
Really find this event very interesting. In terms of networking, I see very senior level industry experts here, which is good to meet like-minded people.
Diversification is really incredibly difficult to achieve successfully, and so we are a bit doubtful about whether there will really be that great shifts away from the heavy reliance on oil towards new industries.
Last week there was an important development in the industry, which was the signature of an MOU between the three standard setters, which agreed to work together in order to push the standardization debate further.
I must say it's a wonderfully organized event with excellent speakers and a lot of information exchange.